top5rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Today, I just wanted to watch this what's probably going to be a legendary interview with y'all. Fleece Johnson, in case you ain't know. Fleece Johnson, y'all may know him from the character as portrayed on the Boondocks. A lot of y'all probably didn't even know this was a real person when you saw the Boondocks episode. This is Fleece Johnson, a.k.a. legendary booty warrior. This is the real man in his actual interview with MSNBC that inspired this Boondocks episode.
I like you, and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
Y'all know how it go, man. And here's a little bit of that MSNBC interview, the original one that put him on to begin with.
In his prison, booty was more important than food.
Okay, so, before I get into this, I just want to say, there's nothing funny about prison rape, but, oh my gosh, no pun. There's nothing funny about prison rape. But let's just get right into it. This is his first interview back. Shout out to Hustler Spirit. He got the first interview back. Let's see what Fleece Johnson is talking about, shall we? Let's get into it.
Back and forth question and answer thing. I'm going to let him tell his story.
I'm going to kind of just let this play, and I'll kind of react as it goes along. But I'm interested to see what he says, too. So I'm going to just let this rock, you know what I mean? I'll chime in when I need to.
And we just going to rap today. Hey, how you doing, Fleece?
Doing all right.
Everything all right with you?
So far.
So far?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. Man, let's get right into it.
Look a little older, obviously.
Man, what was the young Fleece like? When did you get started? Where was you born? And tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Well, I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, west end of Louisville. Projects called Southwick. Works' most violent projects in Louisville.
Worses.
And I lived right across the street from the school, Duval.
Yeah, my parents went to Duval. What about when did the Menace come out? Because you got started pretty early.
Yeah, my Menace came out early. I said I was about 12 when it came out.
What was your first crime?
Well, my first crime was stealing a car.
Wow.
At 12?
That's what I'm saying. Your first crime is stealing a car at 12? At 12, I wasn't even trying to drive. A lot of y'all was probably still in the back seat at 12 years old. He was stealing cars already and driving them.
Yeah.
Wow. You wasn't playing?
No, I wasn't. And I used to steal cars. I had a little gang. And we steal cars and we'd go mess with the police. I drive right up to the parking lot. When they change shift, run into one of them, cuss and make them chase us. And we had a position where we'll take them through the alley to initiate to get in our gang. You would have to do this. Bring the police through the alley. We be sitting on the cut.
He said to initiate to get in our gang at 12 years old. Bro was Tukey Williams early on.
And when we see your car drove up out of the alley, we know they right in back of you. So when they come out of the alley, we'll hit them, flip their cars and shit. So this went on for quite a while, man, and the police caught all my little gang members, and they all told on me. And so now they want to get me. But they could never catch me because I was too good. At least I thought I was, right?
Right.
And then one night on 34th Street, they blocked the whole street off in a horseshoe, right? And there's about 30, 40 police cars out there, and all of them just open up, start shooting.
Damn.
Wow.
And they
open up, start shooting. He 12 years old, mind you.
Thought they killed me. And the ambulance was already there, and the people in the projects came out. They heard all the gunshots and stuff. So the police told me, he said, if it wasn't for your nigger friends, we would have killed your black ass.
Yeah, that's how the police talk to niggas. Facts.
So I spit on him in the back of the police car. Well,
He had a death wish.
he went for his gun, and the other police that was driving took his hand off the steering wheel to try to stop him. And we on Broadway, the car's going like it, and so they called back up and they took me out of there and put me in another police car, right? Well, I went to the children's detention at the time.
Was it JCYC?
No.
It wasn't?
No. This is children's center. That's
Okay.
what they call it.
Dude interviewing him must be from the same town, because they referencing like local spots. And shout out to Hustler Spirit. This is his channel. He got that interview. Shout out to him. He must have a close relationship with Fleece Johnson. I bet a lot of people will want to interview Fleece Johnson after this, knowing he's out. You know, people use the term booty bandit, booty warriors nowadays, especially on the prison channels. You watch OG Percy, you watch Fresh Out. This is like an ongoing thing. And it starts here with Fleece Johnson. That term starts here with this man right here.
And
Legendary. I don't know if, infamous. I don't know if you want to be known for that, but yo, ain't no shame in this game. That's what he's saying.
no, my mom could have got me out that same day, but she said she's going to let me stay there for the night. So the next day we get out. So the Courier Journal newspaper, the leading newspaper in Louisville, in Kentucky mainly, they put that on the front page at shooting right there. So we could have got some money over there. But my daddy, he wants to go up to the police station, tell him that he ain't gonna file no lawsuit, that it taught me a lesson, and all that. He was just talking stupid, and I just got up and ran up out of the little office room, came outside, and two police was talking. And one of them's car was stolen, and I jumped and stole it right there and there, right? Stole the police.
He said he jumped in a police car and stole it. He was not only stealing cars at 12, he was stealing police cars, bro. This nigga was driving already. You was still getting whoopings at 12 years old. He was driving police cars. Facts.
Police car, right?
Right.
And I'm known for doing a lot of stuff, and I started carrying pistols when I was 13. Two of them, 45, nickel plated. I had twins. And so I robbed everybody. I robbed crap gangs, dope fiends, prostitutes, faggots, sissies.
Robbing prostitutes is crazy, yo.
You name it. I was noted for it. I was the most feared young person in Louisville at that time. You know, and I ain't have no fear of the police, right? And as a matter of fact, another thing, they documented, I had a cousin called John Sanders. And in the project of Collar Homes, I'm driving through there in a stolen car.
That was his thing, stealing cars. He just stealing all types of cars. I wonder what his method was. This is probably like in the 70s, 80s. So car security is probably a little bit different than it is nowadays.
And him spread eagle on the ground like this, you know, making him, you know, shameful. I got out of the car, drew on the police, took their weapons, got my cousin up out of the streets, and we took off.
How is he not getting shot by the police? Niggas have been shot by the police for far less. He's stealing their cars, he taking their guns, he's sprinting on them like he doing a dance on them.
That's the type of person I was, right? So I was such a menace that when they finally caught up to me, they said, we're going to send him to the penitentiary.
Dang.
You know, I got locked up for 16 robberies, 8 shooting and wounded, and a car theft. So in a plea agreement, I took 12 years.
At 16 years old.
No, I was 15.
They put him in a penitentiary at 15. So mind you, it's the penitentiary. This ain't YA. This ain't jail. This is prison penitentiary, bro. Like, he in there with murderers, 40, 50-year-old man. Like, he's 15, bro. Crazy.
15.
Yeah, I was 15, and they sent me to the penitentiary. Even though back then, they had a law back then that juveniles can't go to adult prison, they sent me. They said, fuck that law, they sent me. So, when I get to prison, the same newspaper, Courier Journal, they came down to interview me my first day there. The headline read, 16-year-old prisoner wants to get out and go straight. That's the headline. So, and they still got that headline in the Courier Journal. I had a friend that she had to pay $15, $20 to get it, you know, but they still got it on file. So, when I hit prison, you know, I see a lot of people out of robbed and stuff, and they talking shit. Oh, it's just gonna be a good day. Look who they just brought in. Well,
Hey yo, it hit different when you go to prison. You seen everybody you done wrong. It do hit different.
what they didn't realize, I had 2 brothers locked up, 2 cousins, and a handful of just die-hard gangster niggas, you know.
Yeah.
So I started fighting down there, and my brothers, they run all up to my brothers, tell your little brother this and that. For we heard him, my brother, like, you ain't gonna do shit to him, you know. And so I fought and fought. And they had this dude down there named Reggie. Big old, I'm talking about, you know, back then they was wearing afros. This motherfucker had a big ass chest. His chest was so big that he can put a canned good on his chest and level it. It stuck out.
He said he could put a canned good, like a can of Vienna sausages, a can of sweet peas. He said it's like E40, you and that booty. When he said her ass big enough to sit a cup on her booty, he said you could do that with with the man's chest. That's crazy.
So
Pause.
you know.
We gotta pause that. You know.
And every time I go take a shower, this nigga will come in the shower behind me. All them muscles and all that shit. I ain't have no muscles, you know.
He was 15.
And he used to stare at me. You know, I look over at him. This nigga was washing up, staring right at me. So I'm like, you know, I tell my little partners and shit, what's up with this nigga? Keep staring at me and shit, right?
How old are you at this time?
16.
16.
Wow.
This nigga here is in his 30s. You know, and I'm a child.
It hit
you
different.
know, and I guess he thought he had some fresh meat. You know. So one day, you know, this went on and on. I ain't never said nothing to him about it. To be truthful, I was sort of like afraid of this nigga.
Hell yeah, you was afraid of him, bro. That dude that big, and you 15, 16. He about 34. Come on, man.
Well, this nigga was this huge, man. I just said, God damn, I can't do nothing with this nigga.
Period.
Just ignore him, right? But one day he came out of the shower and brushed against me naked and said, excuse me. But I know the nigga did it
Yeah, saying excuse me after you brush against another man butt naked is crazy.
on purpose, right? So I said, okay, that's it. So they had glass paint jobs that they sold to inmates out of commissary. So I went back there and took a paint job, dumped the shit out and broke it. I come back in that motherfucking bathroom.
It's the album.
He said he was going to the store that day and asked me if he could pick me something up from the store. Nigga, you don't know me, right?
Period. He trying to butter him up. Like, oh, you want something from the store? Like, nah, bro. For one thing I learned about from watching the OG Percy prison videos is you do not want to be in debt to a man while you're in prison. You don't want to be in debt to nobody, because that's what starts the gay shit. You know what I
So
mean?
I already know what you done already brushed up against me naked. I felt your goddamn dick hit my side of my leg, right?
It hit different.
All that excuse me shit.
Period.
Come on, bro. I took that motherfucking tank job and I said, I cut the fuck out of this nigga. This nigga ran, I'm right in back of him, cutting him, slicing him, everything. When I broke the glass, it had points on it. And, yeah. And so, because I did that, the guards and the administration back in, they said, look, you think you a tough little son of a bitch. We gonna send you somewhere, motherfucker. And we gonna see how tough you are. So they sent me to Eddyville, the maximum security penitentiary.
Like how, as a guard, how you gonna punish me? This man is coming on to me. How you gonna then punish me? Punish him, bro.
Eddyville.
Yeah, when I get down, here's what got me about that prison. When I come on the yard, man, I'm 17. All these people in there is in their 40s and 50s and 30s.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
a child, the only young child in there. Man, I was walking across the loop, going towards the property room. I see all these motherfuckers laying out kissing and shit, right? And back then, Eddyville didn't have a dress code. We can wear our own clothes then. The sisters
prison?
can come out with thongs and bikinis and panties and all this shit, you know. And motherfuckers was laying around kissing and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck they got me at, man? You know. And so everybody staring at me, and I kept hearing the word nigga, nigga this, nigga that. I said, man, all these blacks down there, they tolerating this shit. I said, man, the first time one of them called me a nigga, I'm going to show them what type of nigga I really am, right? I'm a badass nigga, you know. And so I ignored it. And the second day, I get in the fight right there in the kitchen. They had some old bullshit out that can't nobody eat cheese. If you eat cheese, you're a rat. They had that bullshit out then. And people come through the dining hall, they have hamburgers on. You know, put cheese on. When nobody get the cheese. So I told the man, I said, I ain't know nothing about this shit. So I said, can I get some cheese? He gave me a whole block of it. He said, yes, you can. So when I said it at the table, my friend from LaGrange, the other prison, he said, man, get that off your table, man. You eat that shit, everybody gonna think you're a rat. I said, fuck them.
He said these people was like 40 or 50 years old, but they playing like little junior high school games. Like, oh, if you eat cheese, you a rat.
I mean, eat what the fuck I want to eat. And I dare one of them call me that. And I heard a table, somebody kept saying, rat. I said, who the fuck is saying that? So I looked over and seen a group of white guys looking right at me. And when I seen that rat come out of his mouth, I just went over and just swung on the whole table. Everybody, so I went to the hole. So the goal
That's his second day. He in a hole, solitary confinement on his second day.
was them.
At 17 years old.
This is gonna, like in white guard, they was racist. So they said, we're gonna put you back. You know, we went in front of the Justice Committee. They said, we're gonna let you out of the hole. And I guess they thought I wasn't gonna come back out. And yeah, I came out and it was an old black man. He said, I don't know who you are. I mind what you did. I'm too old to fight. He said, but take this. You don't need it. He gave me a butcher knife. I took it, and I seen that same group of white boys that I swung on come down the step. I already know they coming for me, right? So I just took off running straight towards them with the knife in my hand. I said, fuck it. You know, they might kill me, but I'm taking some motherfuckers out with me.
So you doing this at 17, 18 years old?
Yeah, I ran straight towards them. And then when I got almost up on them, they was hollering, hey, yo, ho, slow down, bro. Slow down, man. We ain't come to fight. They say, man, we don't know who put that shit out, man, but I've been eating cheese all my life. I ain't
I've been eating cheese all my life, man. They call him please. They see that big old butcher knife.
no goddamn rat, this and that. So it was the first situation I had to go into straighten out. That's when my name got established. So now they gonna put me in a cell.
So they know who Fleece is at that point.
Yeah. So they put me in a cell with this big old black motherfucker. They call him Doc, Big Doc.
Yeah, the guard's trying to screw him over. They're like, yeah, first we're going to put you in solitary confinement. Then we're going to put you in the cell. Your roomie just going to be this big black dude. And you just seen his previous experience in jail, in prison with a big black dude who was watching him shower. This is a series of unfortunate events for a teenager.
Boy, this motherfucker look like shit. King Kong was some motherfucker. He had a big old, his nose was about the size of my fist. He had a big old nose. red eyes, and he was a big motherfucker with big fingers and shit. He just looked like he was just made to fight.
Yeah.
You know, like a gladiator type motherfucker.
Nigga look like Francis Ngannou. Facts.
So I'm in a cell with him. They had double cells then. I stopped that long. I'll tell you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this motherfucker, that's the one I was telling people about. It had that hole in the wall.
Yeah, that was to trick the
Yeah.
younger people, right?
Yeah,
Go ahead and tell us about that, cause
Yeah, he had a hole in his wall. See what he did?
Glory hole?
It was a hole in his wall. So he took a little balloon thing and put some baby powder in her and blowed it up to where it swelled up. So he pressed it into the hole, stuck it in her. And then took a sheet of paper and put some cement on it. And when it hardened, he taped it over the hole and then painted over it where it looked like, you know, the regular wall and shit, right? I didn't know the shit was there.
mm-hmm.
So he started talking crazy and shit. He got to fuck something, all this old shit.
He got a what?
Fuck something.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Why? 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 Why?
Let's keep it going, folks.
Oh, okay. He trying to get somebody to mess
You
with.
know, he was trying to fuck me. So that's what his mind was all right. He was trying to fuck me, right?
Yeah.
So by that time, the door opened. We went out for chow, right? So I was telling some of my friends
He's a great storyteller, I'll say that much.
out there, man, this big black motherfucker. And so they gave me a little knife, a little knife. Because the butcher knife I used on the other incident, I had to get rid of that because if they caught me with it, they was going to charge me with it, you know, an outside charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another knife. So I went back in the thing, so this nigga put on a pair of shorts. They had a lot of holes in it. Whenever he walked, his shit would pop out of one of the holes, right? And he'll put it back in his drawers. And I'm like, I said, this is a nasty ass nigga right here. But I ain't gonna.
He was trying them for real. Like, y'all, this Holy Shorts Day, you know what that mean? Sick.
Lie. I was afraid.
Of course.
I was actually afraid. And then when that nigga sounded off and hit that damn wall, and his arm went through there and bust that thing, and it made a big old boom noise like.
Mhm.
Oh, so dude, the nasty Holy Shorts nigga, he put like a balloon in the wall. I'm like, where is this going? He put a balloon in the wall to make it look like it was a part of the wall, so he could punch through it. And I guess that made it look like he was punching the wall. So I guess that's supposed to scare his roommate or something.
Like he knocked the bricks out of the goddamn wall.
Yeah.
Like, and all this shit was floating in the air. I didn't know it was baby powder. I thought it was fragments of cement.
Right.
You know, the dust.
You thought his fist was that
Yeah.
hard.
And his arm was white and shit. And I was like, and he run up on me. Nigga, do I gotta fight you, nigga? Nigga. I'm like, shit. The fuck I'm gonna do? This nigga give him some good ass, right?
What?
And I wasn't thinking about fighting. I was like, man, I'm gonna let this nigga penetrate me, man. You know. And he made one mistake. Cause when I moved that little knife, cause I already hit that knife, it stuck my leg, right?
Mhm.
It brought me back to my senses. Nigga, you got a knife right here.
Better poke him with it.
And I gripped that mother. I'm left-handed, but I gripped that with my right hand, right? Because it was sitting on my right side.
Right.
And I ain't had time to switch it over to the left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just came up with it, slap, and just ripped all that open, right? Up it cut him good, right? He ran to the door. God, God. So I ran him back up and hit his ankles and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brought him down to the ground, and I stabbed the shit out of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the guards finally came up to him, to the cell, they was telling me I done backed all the way up to the by the toilet, and they like, it's gonna be all right. Just put the knife down, put it down. I was shaking and everything, man.
Right.
Blood everywhere. Well, I finally gave them the knife.
Martha Shepard says Fleece got some stories. Yeah, he do. I want to see some more interviews with him. He's done a second interview. This is my first time seeing the first one, but he's done like a second and I think a third one with this same channel. So go check out Hustler Spirit on YouTube if you want to see the other Fleece Johnson videos.
They took this nasty nigga and they transferred it. I don't know if he died or what.
No, if he died, you would probably know. They'll probably charge you with a body.
Went to the hole. They did the same thing, let me out. They ain't even give me an outside charge for that because they know what type of motherfucker he was.
They know the type of dude he was, but they put you in a cell with him to be... They was expecting that to turn out vastly different. They thought Fleece was just about to get demolished by him in every which way possible. They took you to solitary confinement for one day and let you out same day, didn't charge you with it because they knew what type of dude he was. If they really cared, they wouldn't put you in there in the first place, man.
He was one of them types.
Right.
So
Dirty.
then everything started going good. You know, people start thinking twice before they tried me and you know. And they looked at me like I was the only black person in that would fight back. I mean, really fight back. And so I had a thing, man. I kept seeing these sissies.
All right, Fleece. So now you seeing men in thongs and swimming suits and all that. What was that about?
Well, the prison, if you really look at it, I mean, it's common sense. If you go to a woman's prison, the person that is running that prison is the dykes. They the one that whooped the girl. And Eddyville was the same way back then. It was mostly populated with this gay shit, you know. And these sisters had so much power where if you spoke bad to one of them, they kill you, you know. You had to...
Who would kill you?
The inmates, they husbands and boyfriends and all the gay motherfuckers, right? And so you got to address them as like you would address a woman.
Ma'am, miss.
Yeah, ma'am, miss, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Yo, they enforcing them pronouns heavy.
And all that shit, right? And call them a she.
How old are you at this time?
I'm still 17 when all this is going on, man. And I'm just now getting, you know, so I said, man, fuck your shit, right? So I started disliking all that shit, you know, but they had one that come in I'm talking about this motherfucker's ass was so fat.
We gotta hit the soundboard for that. We gotta hit the soundboard for that.
Why? 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 Why?
Shut the fuck up!
Yo, this nigga is crazy, bro. Let me take that back just a little bit, man. Hold on.
Oh, so I said, man, fuck your shit, right? So I started disliking all that shit, you know, but they had one that come in I'm talking about this motherfucker's ass was so fat. And he was, this like a motherfucker, like your baby mama. That motherfucker's ass was fat, ungodly fat, right?
Right.
And he...
Yo, ungodly fat is crazy. I ain't never even described a woman's body like that. He talking about a whole man.
It hit different.
Gets in the shower with me. And we was the only two in the shower. No. And I turned around and I seen that soap going down his back through the crack of his eye. I said, God damn.
Hey, yo, pause that.
And I knew I had a problem right there, right? I
Yeah.
mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I said, fuck this shit, man. I ain't cut like that.
But
right?
you hadn't done nothing then.
No, I ain't done shit.
Okay.
And so, it's, I say about 8 to 10 years in, you know, motherfucker get tired of all that jacking off shit. You know, and being that I came in so early, I didn't have no memories of girls that I done fuck, cause I ain't even had a woman yet.
You was 15.
You know, cause I was in jail at 14. I ain't even fuck with a woman yet. You know, ain't never kissed one, none of that shit. Now I'm in the penitentiary around all this shit, right? So, you know, you switch from masturbating.
Whoa. You switched from masturbating to fucking dudes? Wait, don't tell me that's where this is going, bro.
To looking at freak magazines, you know, porn magazines.
Right.
So that was the big thing, you know, but you get bored on that shit. You get burnt out on it, you know. And then, you know, something got to give, man.
So you wasn't necessarily gay when you went in because you didn't even like seeing it at first.
No, I wasn't gay, period.
Okay.
You know, when I went in that motherfucker, I hated that shit.
Right.
You know, I hated the sight of it, you know. And when I used to rob them on the streets and shit, right, I used to smack them, all that shit, right. I remember when I got locked up in jail, before I went to prison, all them sisters was hollering, 30 years, that's that motherfucker that robbed us on the street, all that shit.
Yo, going into prison and then having people recognize you, this is like the second time in this interview he said that. Like, I came to prison and I started seeing people I robbed. Yo, at 15, 16, and you coming in and it's grown folks like, oh yeah, I know him, he robbed me. Da-da-da-da. Yo, this man was a menace.
And now back to the penitentiary, man, you see so much shit going on in there. It's like a different environment, a different community. You know, it's like a different world for real. And everybody was into it. They was kissing, they allowed it back then. And we had a swimming pool in that prison.
Wow.
You had a swimming pool in
Man,
prison?
This is a maximum security prison, one of the toughest in America, and we had a pool. We had a swimming pool, we had go-karts, roller skates.
Go-karts. That prison is like Rick Ross' house. He got a swimming pool, they got a petting zoo, they got tennis courts, like dang.
Indoor and outdoor, all that shit.
Yeah.
See, the correction cabinet in Kentucky, they didn't want to put us to the strict shit that other prisons in other states put their prisoners through, right?
Right.
They felt like this is our community. As long as we respect it, they gonna give us privileges. You know, roller skates, we got a swimming pool.
Roller skates.
A real softball court.
Softball.
Baseball, football field. We had a basketball full court inside of a gym. We had one outside. We had another one outside. We had a
Indoor pool and outdoor pool.
no. We had 4 full court basketball. I mean, we had it all that shit, right? So, but here's what they did. They used to have something they call saltpeter. That's what they put in your food, right?
Saltpeter?
Yeah, it's supposed to produce something in you where you can't get hard.
Okay.
Keep your shit soft. But if you put too much in it'll have the reverse effect. You know, it'll make everybody hard. So the inmates that worked in the kitchen called themselves like playing jokes and shit. Most of them was gay, so they wanted to see that shit. So they would put a lot of it in the food.
Wow.
And you'll walk around all day long hard and shit.
Around a bunch of men. Sketch.
Looking at each other. Everybody want to stir each other down and shit. You know, like, who's going to give it up? Give what up? I mean, goddamn. I mean, we all sitting here hard and motherfuckers, whoever got the fattest ass, I guess.
is he describing how he fell into becoming booty warrior? Is this like how like the steps that it happened as?
You know, fuck, that didn't really resonate to me, and I'm gonna keep it real, 100 though. After about 10 years in, man, I'm burnt out on masturbating, jacking off, reading, looking at freak books. So by that time, my reputation in her done picked up, right? I done fought so many battles and fights and stuff. I ain't lost shit. I ain't lose one fight in her, none. You know, I fought inmates, I fought the racist motherfuckers, I fought all the cliques. You know, all that Crip and Blood and GDs, all that shit went on the streets when I was last out. But while I was locked up, all that stuff started coming into prison. You know, and then they started taking away our privileges because these young motherfuckers would come in, start their bullshit. Everybody in blue want to fight everybody in red. Now there's a prison rat. So they took all our clothes, took our shoes, started taking all our shit. You know, so I'm saying, shit, fuck it. You know, I got to live a life in this motherfucker. You know, so I seen one of them running his mouth. Light-skinned motherfucker. He was out of Newburgh in Louisville. And I talk about how tough he was and shit, right? And so one day I went to the shower, and him and his little road dogs, they came in the shower, they talking about whooping somebody and all that shit. But when I turned around and looked and see who was doing all that talking, I saw him. Man, his ass was so fat. I said,
Why? 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 Why?
Yo, what is wrong with this nigga, man? For real. Hold on, let me go back on that.
look,
Okay.
and see who was doing all that talking, I saw him. Man, his ass was so fat. I said, goddamn.
Pause.
You need to give that ass up. What you talking about fighting who, nigga? You give somebody some booty, nigga. And so I ain't say nothing to him right then and there, right? But we knew. We knew all that shit was just talk, right?
Right.
Most of them coming on that gangster shit, man, they ain't gangsters for real, bro. They ain't gangsters for real. It's a shield. It's a shield. When you see people acting tough for no reason.
Protection,
right?
like a protection mechanism.
Yeah, it's a protection mechanism.
Defense mechanism.
Like they erected a shield, right? So the only thing you can see is what they talking. You can't see what's behind it, right? Unless you bust through that motherfucking shield, you'll see who's behind it. A coward, a gay motherfucker. You ain't got your guns in there, bro.
Right.
You know, and you try to click up with motherfuckers, and if they ain't got your back, you on your own. You know, and when you break down the cliques and get a motherfucker on his own, you can just walk up to him. And taking ass in prison, let me tell you.
The way he just sit there and look at the camera. You could tell he on his favorite topic now. He went from speaking into the ether to like, yo, talking directly to you now.
They give it up. Don't nobody take shit.
You ain't got to take nothing.
You don't got to take shit. You can just break through that little shield they got up, all that tough talk shit. Break through that. It's something they want to do, man. They want to give it up.
Wow.
You know, and I started picking
Straight predator. Predator. Predator.
up time and shit, and I went down with 12 years and picked up 40.
Yeah, we going to get into that. 'Cause
What? Not just, what?
Up time and shit, and I went down with 12 years and picked up 40.
Yeah, so he said initially he went in for an armed robbery. That's why he's in prison, and he got 12 years. But he said he picked up an additional 40 years. Off of what?
Yeah, we going to get into that because I think that's pretty wild. You had a 12-year bid and end up doing 40. All right, Fleece. Now you about 10 years in, so you're in your mid-20s, and now what's going on in your life in prison at this point?
Well, the first thing that goes on in people's lives in prison is the people on the streets, your loved ones and your family, turn their back on you, bro. Stop sending you money. Don't come to visit you. You just like on your own. Don't nobody want to fuck with you, you know. And I'm like, fuck them. I don't need them anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So prison is just like the streets, you know, in a certain way, because we got to live in there and survive, and people get robbed in there all the time. If you got money, you better know how to fight. If you don't know how to fight, somebody going to take your money and take your ass and all that with it, you know. And so I started.
If you know you're going to prison, and if you know you got a bid coming up, take some boxing lessons. That's what I'm getting from this.
Running shit, you know.
Let me ask you. I don't mean to interrupt you. Let me ask you a question real quick, because you said, because it's been said that you was taking ass, and you just said, and now you don't have to take no ass.
Nah, you don't have to take shit. Motherfuckers give you ass, man. Now, I'm going to ask everybody to listen to this shit. Now, I'm going to ask you this. What is the big fucking difference? A ass is ass, in my book. You know.
What's the difference? One's a man, one's a woman. And yo, I don't know who out here is doing a whole, anal thing. Hey, yo, do you? That's you. You into that. I'm not into that. It's an exit, not an entrance. You get me?
In your book, because of where you are at the time.
No, period. On the streets in prison, ass is ass, to me. Ass is ass.
It's different.
I mean, you like out here in society, you got a lot of women out here.
Right.
And motherfuckers don't need to go that route. You got ladies out here, you got motherfuckers out here you can fuck for a bird. $2, $10, shit like that.
Right.
You never need to go do anything, but in the penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
How many people is strong enough? You got a lot of fake motherfuckers that sit there and tell you a lot of shit about, man, I did 30 years or 40 years or 20-something years and ain't nothing, I ain't never did. He's lying. That's a goddamn lie.
Say it again. I'm sorry. He did.
You got people that get out of prison that done did a lot of prison
And what happened to his teeth? Where is his teeth at?
time.
Mm-hmm.
Over 15 years. And they try to tell people when they get out, yeah, man, I was strong and man, I held up. He's lying like shit. He didn't do shit, but what everybody else did in the penitentiary. They sneak around, get their dick sucked, fuck somebody in the ass, buy ass. They sell ass in our, them sisters in our sells it. Just like prostitutes do on the streets. And them sisters in our look like women. Behave like them, conduct themselves like them, talk like them, and they have all the women traits. They have the big hips, the big butts, the small waistlines. Some of them got titties, and some of them is just think they was women. And it's hard for a motherfucker that been in for a long time to see them keep walking back and forth past your cell with all their booty hanging out and shit.
Yo, this is how they got him. It just so much time passed. At first, the transsexual women, they would walk past the cell back and forth. He would be like, ugh. Never would I. You let 10, 12, 15 years pass. Now they walking past, and he's like, he's trying to get a glimpse. Yo.
Not trying to get none,
Right.
And so, it's like it is on the street. Whoever got the most money can get whatever the fuck he wants in the penitentiary. You gotta have money to get it. That's why I ran stores, poker games. I did all kinds of shit, right? And I accumulated a lot of money in there, right?
You started doing this in your mid-20s to late 20s?
No, I was in my 30s when I started making all that money.
Okay.
And I put my nieces and nephews through college.
So at that point, you accepted you was going to be there for the
In what year? Because it's certainly not with this $20,000 tuition of the 2000s era.
rest of your life?
Yeah. I done picked up so much time, I said I ain't gonna never get out because I ain't gonna never accept no disrespect. I'm not gonna let no motherfucker disrespect me and just pat him on the back. No, I'm gonna fuck your ass up, right?
Right.
And so, one guy, he owed me, you know.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I watched, he said, one guy owed me. This is what I'm trying to say that I learned from those OG Percy videos. Shout out to Diamond Stone TV. You never want to owe somebody when you're in prison. That's what I've learned. That's the main thing I've took from OG Percy videos. Do not owe anybody in prison, even if it seemed like a friendly gesture at first. No.
He was slick. You know, like in penitentiary, he owed me, well, he borrowed a pack of cigarettes. So, he got paid $2 back.
No, he put an interest on it. He said he borrowed one pack, so you got to pay me back too. He got interest, you know, real complex economies in jail.
Packs back?
Yeah, you know, give him a week. Give him on a Friday. Always pay on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Come Friday, he said his money didn't come in, so the 2 went to 3. That's interest.
Interest, that's what I'm saying. He got interest on it.
When he didn't pay it the next week, the 3 went to 5, the 5 to 8, on up. And eventually, this motherfucker owed me 8 boxes of cigarettes. Then his money finally came, you know. So he gonna try to shortcut me. You know, he gonna give me 4 boxes of cigarettes. I say, hey, bro, you owe me 8.
Yo, four is still a good amount. I mean, he borrowed 1. He was late before 4 to 8. I mean, yo.
I know I owed you, and I don't know what else to do.
Nah, don't say that. Don't say
I
that.
said, well, I'm going to tell you what to do. Pay me my goddamn money. You know, pay me my goddamn money. And I looked at him real hard, like, you know, yeah. He said, I said, yeah, I am serious. Pay me my money, I'll give me some ass.
What? What is going on? What is going
Shut
on?
the fuck up!
Crazy, man.
You know,
He said you didn't have to take no booty, bro. You about to coerce this man, and yo.
he said, I don't play that shit. I don't do that. I don't do this. And I said, all right, bro. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then. He already know what that means. You know, I'll see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So before we came out of our cells, the next day, he sent the note down on him. And in the note, he said,
Yo, why is he leaning into the camera like this? I feel like I'm being fucking invaded right now. Back up, my G.
do you know a place where we can go and you can do it where
No.
we won't get caught?
Wow.
This is sick.
And I'm going to keep it real with you. I fucked the shit out of him.
What?
Why? 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 Why?
Yo, I don't know how much more of this I can watch. 14 minutes? Yo. He said, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is the most replayed part, too. Look at the YouTube cursor. He said, I'm going to keep it real with you. Nah, bro. This when keeping it real goes wrong.
Real with you. I fucked the shit out of him.
Catch.
Yeah, I did. I fucked his ass and I felt good about it, right? I fucked him. Fucked him hard.
Yo, chill.
You know, hard.
And this was a man that wasn't even doing
This
it.
was a motherfucker that claimed he wasn't gay, he didn't do shit, he wasn't like it, but he owed me. Pay me, motherfucker.
That's what I said. Don't owe nobody in that penitentiary. That's what I learned.
You know, he gave me some booty. So I said, God damn, it was good. It was good ass right there.
What's
So,
wrong with
I'm
cuz,
living
bro?
my life in the penitentiary. You know, I'll never get back out That's what I thought. I'm never going back to the
Because you keep violating people, bruh. You had 12 years. You would have been out.
streets, so I might as well make a life of this. I'm getting me a motherfucking wife in this motherfucker.
Wow.
You
See,
know.
he done went all the way to the deep end now. He went all the way to the deep end.
Yeah, you going into what, 20 years in at this point?
Yeah, I need me a goddamn wife or something. I need a motherfucker to suck my dick on the regular. I need to fuck
is
ass,
crazy.
whatever, jack me off, whatever you want to do. And if you want to consider that something wrong to do, then don't get on me, get on the lawmakers. Because they the motherfuckers that put motherfuckers in these penitentiaries, all males and all females in the same, just separators. And the Bible says, in the beginning, when God created man, what made God create the woman? You go back to the beginning of the Bible.
Bro, where was the Bible when you was committing your crimes? Reference the Bible during your crimes, bro. Yeah.
Bible is saying
Bro want to mention the Bible.
it's not good that a man should be alone. Why ain't it good? Well, I just told you why. Because if you ain't got, they gonna fuck each other. Somebody, motherfuckers dicks get hard, they fucking. It's simple as that, fucking. So, people look at it like, it's nasty. No, it's life.
No, it's life. Oh my God.
And if you was locked up, you'd be doing the same shit.
Hey, yo, chill.
I don't give a fuck who you are listening to this shit. If you was locked up after you get in about 8 to 10 years in that motherfucker, yeah, you gonna get your dick sucked on the
He trying to rationalize it. Like everybody would do it. I'm not weird. Everybody would do it.
slick side. It was a whole lot of these little gangsters in Louisville that was trying to sneak around doing shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Fleece.
So it's a whole lot of little tough guys come out of my city, Louisville. They come in there try to, these is fly niggas. These is niggas that hit all the women on the streets and shit, right? Well, here's the thing you ain't realizing. And all you young motherfuckers is out there fucking, keep this in your mind. That same sex drive you had on the streets, well, you just gotta fuck all the time. You fuck this girl, go across town, fuck another girl, fuck your best friend's girl, and all this shit. That same sex drive will go with you when you get locked up, brother. And that urge to have sex, that urge to come, to get that feeling, that sexual release, that goes with you. That don't stop at the prison gate. That goes in there with you.
Thankfully, I'm not an info.
And a lot of them in there, they follow ladies around the yard all day long, jacking off on them and hiding and all this. They call them butt bandits, booty bandits, and all this shit. They got over 150 motherfuckers in Eddyville that come out of their cell every day looking for one thing, booty. They don't want no goddamn food, canteen, or nothing. They want ass. That's what they come out looking for. And if they find any weakness in you, they come and get it. They don't give a fuck how you look.
So that explains why in his original MSNBC interview, where he said, booty is more important than food, and
Booty, a man's
it's more important than water also.
butt. It was more, I'm sorry, it was more booty, having some booty was more important than drinking water, man.
That's why he said that. He said it's 150 dudes out there who, when they come out, they don't want food or canteen. Canteen is water, liquid. They want booty. Sketch.
So these young people come in with these real high sex drives and shit. So one dude, I got tired of hearing his mouth. He was talking about these nasty ass sissies down here. That's all they got down there, sissies and all this shit. Little pretty motherfucker.
Wow, he called him pretty.
You know, it's one of them type of niggas on the street. All the ladies would say, "Ooh, he's so cute."
Joe Biden Jr. says, we got to show this to the youth. Key reason to stay out of jail. Facts.
Now, yeah, niggas in prison say he's cute too. He's a baby doll. You know, niggas a baby doll in prison. The cute nigga on the street is a baby doll. And every woman, all you ladies out here that have a man, you know if your man got a fat ass or not.
Whoa.
You know, let that go through your man. Do he have a little fat ass?
He's extreme. He's extremely comfortable talking about booty for real.
You know, let that go through your man. Do he have a little fat ass on him or what?
He said, do we got a little fat ass? I can't even repeat that.
So when they get him, so I got to hear him do run his mouth so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I done already fucked one of these motherfuckers, right? A couple of them at that time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm offended, right? So I tell a sissy, I say, look, I'll pay you. See what he's about, right? About 2 months later, sissy came back and told me, said, guess what? I said, what? Said, we kissed. I said, you kissed who? And when he told me, I said, oh, little gangster nigga talking all this shit. I said, yeah. I said, all right, keep me posted.
Keep me posted.
Next thing you know, he gave the sissy some head. Then sissy said he was fucking, so I'm like, hold up. I got to see this with my own eyes, right? Can you set it up?
You gotta see, I'm trying to get the fucking visual out of my head. He said I need to see it with my own eyes.
Where I can walk in with a crowd of niggas from Louisville and bust his motherfucker. Catch him right in the act. And we did. And that sissy was hammering in his ass. I'm talking about he was throwing log in him, bro. You know, you think a motherfucker's a sissy, he ain't got no, these motherfuckers had dicks bigger than ours, right? And sissy was turning that ass up and I just turned his butt up. And I called him and I dramatized it. I said, oh, god damn. God damn. What's that, a tree trunk coming out of your ass?
Oh my. Bruh is graphic. Chill, Fleece.
And so later on, he came to sit down and talk. He said, can I talk to you? I said, yes. What's up, man? He said, hey, police. Man, I know you thought you saw what I said, look, bitch. Don't even come to me with that shit. I saw you take a dick in your ass, you a bitch, and it's all to it. You a bitch. So, you know, that happens a lot, and it's a lot of them. It's up in the hundreds. They come out of prison in Kentucky. I don't know about the other prisons.
Right.
In Kentucky. They done fucked around. A lot of them done been fucked in their own ass. They done sucked dicks and all this. They come right out. You know, whatever you do is on you. You know, they get these girls. And they come right back out here in the streets on all that front shit, you know. And since I've been out, I'm out of prison now. And since I've been out, I'm married and shit, you know. My
He's married to a woman?
wife, we be sitting on the porch. Motherfuckers come up, motherfuckers I ain't even thought about. Come up out, is that Fleece? I said, yeah. What's up, dog? Nigga, hey. I said, this is my wife, Darlene. So they go, my wife. And so they be like,
does she know that he's the booty warrior?
hey, your husband, you know, he's a good man. He saved my life and all that shit. And all that. And a lot of them, I won't say shit about them. You know, that's in the past, man. I'm not going to put your business out here in the street unless you get out here and do a lot of fronting and shit, right? You know, I had one front the other day.
He said, I'm not going to put your business out there. I know. Unless. So he leaving it open. Like, yo, leaving it open. Look, I got. Pause.
About a month ago, he killed a motherfucker in prison. And so he's out here. I happen to get a job. And this motherfucker's running his mouth about how tough he is and shit, right? He had everybody work around him coming to me say, hey, man, you need to talk to your little buddy, man. Hey. I said, what? Man, this motherfucker said he was whooping shit in prison and all that. I said, had he killed the motherfucker? I said, he did. I said, what? He said, you was the only motherfucker. He ain't never fought, but he know he can whoop you. I said, whoop who? He said, I said, you didn't say that shit. They said, yeah. So I went to him in front of him. I said, bruh, you run around telling motherfuckers all this shit you did in the penitentiary, who you killed, and yeah, you killed a motherfucker, you know? And you will fight, but you can't whoop me. Plus you a bitch. You know, you won't put it out there? I was in there when you sucked dicks, took it in your head.
Yo, I just need this to hurry up and end.
You know, you even wanted me to be your man, but I didn't want you. I said, I'm lying. He turned his back and said, you win that, brother.
You got that, bruh. My fault, OG.
And didn't say nothing else, right? And I hated to do that, but you know, sometimes you step up to motherfucker. And I'm a real motherfucker. I keep it 100, 100. I keep it gut.
Yeah, this is when keeping it real goes. He's keeping it 185, like for real, for real.
I don't give a fuck about what any motherfucker think about me, right?
That's clear.
And cause anybody got something to say about me, I got something to say about them. You know, so we can go there. You know. I mean, what sense would it make for a prostitute to say that somebody that have sex with men, he's a dog? What about what you do? What does a motherfucker baby raper look like running his mouth towards somebody? See, in prison, we had a code in there. As long as you wasn't a wreck, and wasn't the police, and you didn't do that baby raping shit, hey, we ain't got no love for you. You know, as long as you keep it real, right? But them motherfuckers that do all that other shit, yeah. But I wanna, since I've been there, I done heard a lot of people confront me. Say, oh, you the booty man. You the booty.
Booty warrior.
Booty man, you the, oh, fuck you. I said, I'm what? Say, are you the booty man? I saw your documentary, this and that, all that shit. You know, I said, what you want to do, suck my dick?
No.
Is that what you want me to do, fuck you in your ass?
I'm clenching my butt cheek so hard right now.
Oh no, I was just saying, man, I like the documentary, all that bullshit. But here's what I want to tell all my young G's, man, because even though I'm up in age now, I still got my youngness.
And we're gonna cut it right here after this. Go ahead. Go explain.
I want all my young niggas to know throughout the whole country, bruh. Hey, you gotta watch yourself when you go in them places. Your best friends will set you up. I've seen that so many times. Motherfuckers will sell motherfuckers in there. You know, you come in the penitentiary, think a motherfucker's gonna ride with you, die with you, and all that shit. But you don't know when you came in, the motherfucker you think is gonna ride him down, he done already been bitched out. You know. And when you go in there, you don't give a fuck about what people think about you, bro. I don't give a fuck about what nobody think about. I know who I am, right? Nigga, and like I said in that first interview, nigga, I'm a warrior for real. But
I definitely believe that. You was stealing cars at 12.
a warrior or not, you can put King Kong in the penitentiary, and I bet you he fucked some ass in there. You know, if he do 40 years in there, he gonna fuck some ass, right? And
The way he rationalizing it is like, yo, anybody would do this in my situation.
so I'm not sitting here asking for sympathy, for you to look at me any different from how you look at. I don't give a fuck how you look at me. I tell a person in a heartbeat. I had somebody say, you know, one day, I got a lot of respect for you. I said, no, keep your respect. I don't need a shit. It don't put food on my table, clothes on my back,
Shoes on my feet.
So your respect don't mean shit to me. Whether I got it, I don't have it. And that's what I'm telling every one of you. Listen to this shit. I don't give a fuck what you think about it. Yeah, I did it.
He said,
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
facts.
But I ain't never took it. Didn't have to take it. Ass fell in my lap.
Well, yo, he coerced her. One of the stories he told, he settled a debt by paid for with, I can't even say it, man. He coerced it. He said he didn't take it, but the story he told, he coerced.
I
Coming up on the end.
Sitting on his dick, you know. And yeah, there got to be a man to take all this, right?
Let's save a little bit for him next time. Hey, this is Big Lee, Hustler Spirit.
The way he looking at the camera is crazy.
We interviewing Fleece. We gonna get right back at him too. It's another interview. I'm gonna drop these little snippets, and we gonna get right back to the interview. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, so yeah, shout out to Hustler Spirit. Yo, I'm speechless. He done his time. He's paid his debt to society. I want to keep what he said at the end in mind. He is who he is. I'm speechless, probably like a lot of y'all, but yo, shout out to Hustler Spirit channel for the interview. That was Fleece Johnson, aka Booty Warrior. We know him from the Boondocks. We know him from MSNBC, and he's out. As you can see here, a second interview was done 5 days ago. If y'all want to go watch that, go to Hustler Spirit YouTube channel. I'll probably react to this one. Maybe on Friday. You can see I've already watched some of it, that red line. But as for me, I need to go wash my ears out with 99% isopropyl alcohol from what I just heard. If you're still here, shout out to you. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. I do live streams. My channel is mostly music reviews, but you will catch me in a live stream interacting with the people. That was Fleece Johnson. This is top5rapwebsite.com. And good night from California. Peace.